Well, don't look now, but gold is rising to its highest level in nearly 3 months. Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Brian Sullivan. Max Wolff of 55 Capital, Zach Karabell with Envestnet are your guests today. Zach, listen, highest in 3 months. I mean, not exactly a ringing endorsement, but it's better than saying lowest in 3 months, I guess, if you're long gold. Do you think gold will continue to move higher?
Look, for years, gold was the inflation play and the fear play, and I would say that we've probably had a bit of both over the past few months, regardless of what end of the political spectrum you're on. Certainly the Fed raising rates in December, even though they didn't do anything this week, is an indication that there's some modest anticipation of inflation and probably emphasis on modest. So I imagine gold is reflecting those currents, i.e. inflation and fear currents. Those to me are not necessarily where you ought to be resting your portfolios. I respect that people have been putting gold in their portfolios for years for all sorts of reasons and will continue to do so. But I think that's probably what's going on right now. I'm not sure either of those things are sustainable, i.e. fear and inflation.
Okay, Max Wolff, do you think that gold's gain is sustainable?
So I'd say we probably about half agree. We don't think the inflationary pressure is going to be that big, and we think partly some of the decreasing global cooperation and trade will offset some of the inflationary pressure. We think it's really all about currencies and the dollar. So to us, gold is where you go when you don't like the currencies governments are issuing. And I think in a world of increasing protectionism and decreasing globalization and cooperation, it'll be much harder for a lot of people to maintain a strong currency, and they won't want to anyway. They got to go somewhere because all currencies only have relative value, and we think some of that money finds its way to gold. So we are pretty bullish on gold. We think it's definitely true, sort of weak motivation there on inflation, much stronger on fear, and unfortunately we think 2017 is about kind of a tough year for the dollar, a lot of a very aggressive sideways trade, and a rising fear temperature around the world. So we like gold.
Yeah, by the way,
you sort of half agreed and half disagreed. If you half agree, then I assume you half disagree.
Yeah, I mean, it's a half empty, half full scenario, perhaps.
That's not an answer. Zachary Karabell, set him straight.
By the way, I would agree that the currency factor is clearly out there, which is why you saw Bitcoin go up so massively. I mean, Bitcoin's rise dwarfs gold, but then again, it's starting from a much smaller base. So there is clearly some discomfort with all currencies, particularly as the Trump administration starts.
Is gold a currency, Zach? That's a whole different segment, I think.
Gold is a repository of value. So in that sense,
until you have to forcibly sell it and drag your wheelchair full of gold to the pawn shop.
Hey, unless the global system falls apart, and we can all keep, trading our gold coins once again.
And incidentally, our pitch isn't particularly for taking physical receipt of the gold. To your good point. Yes.
All right, very good, very good point. A little humor thrown in there. Next segment will be on pieces of 8 and whether or not you should be long or short the doubloon.
Exactly.
Zach and Max, thank you both very much, folks. Thank you for watching Trading Nation. I'm Brian Sullivan.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.